Alright, video one, take one. Welcome to my vlog. My name is Kellen Kempf, and as you can see, this is our first vlog. So, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching the video. We feel that we got some great content for you guys, and it's new to us. The video world's new to us. The vlog world's new to us. So there's going to be a learning curve, and we promise you that it'll get better, and we ask you to stick with us through the process, but we really just want to take the opportunity to share with y'all our passion and what we enjoy to do and what we think about on a daily basis, and that's wrenching, working on cars, and doing different things along those lines. So our main focus as we currently speak is what's sitting behind me right now, the Camaro. We've been spending a lot of time on and worked really hard on, and it's been a long process, some good and not so good all the time, but it's been a blessing to have this opportunity. And I think we currently, as we speak, we've been working on this one for a little over four and a half years now, and it's been a completely different world, different perspective. We've done a little work on a few different rides, some back half cars and some street cars and stuff like that, but nothing to this caliber, and we're excited to share it with you guys, and just kind of share our story and as we go through the process. So this will be kind of our main focus for now, and we want you guys to tune in along the rest of the build process, and hopefully before too long we'll be testing and tuning and having the car out on the track, and we can share that with you guys as well, and everything in between. So it's exciting. We're hoping to get this car up and rolling before next summer, hopefully as early as next spring, but we'll see what happens. There's a lot of variables that play into that could change it. So but that's our goal currently at this point in time. So we want to welcome you. We're here in Boonville, Missouri at our shop, the heart of Missouri, and like I said, we've been working on this car for a little over 4 years now, and it's the reason it's been so long is just because for the past 4+ years I've been living in the state of Iowa for work. I finally got the opportunity to come back at the start of this year, and but within those 4.5 years it's been pretty tough to work on this thing. We'd get probably a full 2 days out of the month to actually work on it. I'd come home roughly every other weekend and work on it, and that consisted of me getting off on Friday, driving back, working on Saturday, and then leaving and heading back on Sundays. And in the meantime, we spent time with family and stuff like that. Family's an extremely important portion of my life, and we want to provide time with them as well and see them as well. So 2, maybe 3 days out of the month to work on it, and getting in a routine when you're working on it and then having to leave before you complete something, and then coming back later, 2 weeks later, it can be tough to pick up where you left off. So that's kind of the struggle. But once again, I can't express how blessed and happy I am with the opportunity, because without that job, without the job that I have now, this wouldn't be sitting behind me right now, and I wouldn't be talking to y'all right now either. So it's a blessing, and I can't complain whatsoever. So we want to once again walk around, share with you guys a little bit about the car, and it's one thing that we've never dealt with anything like this of this caliber, and I said that earlier, but it's a learning curve for us, and I'd be lying to you if I told you that we knew everything about this car and all the stuff that we work on. But we love the challenge, and we love the opportunity to learn those new things, and that's kind of what keeps us going. So that's why we do it. And I'd like to challenge you guys as well to stick your foot out there. Don't be afraid to involve yourself with something new. One of the things that I try to live by is that I really don't ever fail, because failure in my eyes is when you give up, and if you don't give up, you can't state that you failed. So I'm challenging you guys to take that thought process and run with it. If there's something out there that you're nervous to get involved with, just give it a shot. Go for it. Use your resources, reach out, ask questions, do your research. Give it a try, because you're never going to know if you don't. So, like I said, just to remind you, you never fail until you give up. So keep going, keep trying. But without further ado, like I said, we're going to walk you around the car and just kind of show, for the first video, just show you guys kind of what we're working with, where we're at in the project. Share with you some information in regards to the car itself. Not too into depth, don't want to give everything away, but yeah. Alright, so as you guys can see, 69 Camaro, all fiberglass body. I know, I'm sure some of y'all are thinking, why fiberglass, why not steel roof and quarter? But we started this car 4 years ago. That's kind of the route that we took, and took some things and changed, rules, requirements, regulations, and expectations, and stuff along those lines. So we didn't go with the steel roof and quarter. We've got an all fiberglass body. If I ever need to add weight to the car, I can. I know I won't fit in at some locations and in some classes, but that's what we're working with. And it's a body that we got out of Illinois through Glass Tech, and we have had to do a little bit of work on it. If you come back here, you can see we've got a lot of work on the back side here. We had a pretty big issue, not necessarily a pretty big issue, but we had a little bit of an issue with the tire being a little bit too tall, and it was actually rubbing this roof line, this quarter in this roof line. We got a set of 34.5 Hoosier tires under the car on 16x16 beadlock Alumistar wheels, and we noticed that tire was getting really close to that roof line. So I actually had a guy that I work with up in Iowa by the name of Robert Tilchis that I was sharing my issue with, and come to find out, he actually worked for Glass Tech at one point. And so I took the car up to Iowa, and we started cutting on this thing, and he kind of shared with me some techniques and kind of how to work with fiberglass, and we made it fit. Well, we started adding weight into the car, and the car started to squat again, and we took another look, and it was starting to get extremely close to the roof line, because obviously these tires are going to swell and burn out, and we were getting way too close for comfort. So I don't know if you can see it if you video back in here, but we're getting really close still at this point. You kind of see here, we're about 2.5 to 3 inches away, which we do feel that we're going to be fine, because these tires are going to get skinny obviously during a burnout, but we just don't want to damage that whatsoever. So hopefully we'll be all right. I think any other further adjustment in the future is going to be all the from the rear shocks, coilovers is probably where we'll get our additional adjustment in the future. But for the most part, here in the next couple days, today, tomorrow, we're actually going to start breaking this thing down and get ready for finished body. We've gotten pretty far along, just a couple more skim coats, and I think we'll be pretty well set. We all know how fiberglass goes. You take the body off, you put it back on, and it's changed, and it changes every time you mess with it. But that's where we're at on the body. And color-wise, I'm sure some of you guys are asking. If you come up here, you can actually see the color. I know it's a mess right now, but the firewall's actually painted the color of the car, and it's considered a pearl black, and it's actually a Harley color, and it's kind of a charcoal color. We wanted something that looked really dark when it's obviously darker outside, or it's in the shade or something along those lines, but it's got more of a charcoal color, and it's got some metallic in it, and with the light it kind of changes a little bit. We actually already got the paint ready to rock and roll for it. We're probably going to get the car body done and then run it and then paint it later, just in case something were to go wrong. We don't want to mess up a fresh coat of paint, so we're going to run the car prior actually painting it and see what happens, see if everything's happy before we go through that process. The rest of the body, up here we put the RS grill, the OG grill, and hideaways. It actually isn't going to have lights just for weight purposes, but you know, we could have thrown the sticker on there, but we really wanted it to look original, so we went through the struggle of actually cutting that in and getting it fit. We built some brackets and mounted it up, but I think it looks good, and we're going to try to make it functional and run the turbo duct up to the front so it's grabbing air, and obviously it looks really good as well. And then we're going to put rear brake lights in it. I don't think we're going to put headlights in it unless we put something in these lower fog lights down here. Rolling to the back with the kind of on the same lines as the body is the wing. It's kind of just sitting up here right now. It's not all bolted on fully. The supports aren't in it, but Dad and I built the wing pretty well finished. We're happy with everything. I don't necessarily know if we're 100% set on the wicker bill. The deck and spill plates we're really happy with, but that's an easy change that we can make down the road if we decide to. It's good enough for now, and yeah, we got all that done. So rolling on to the chassis. This chassis, bare bones chassis, was built by Ty Baumgartner out of Hallsville, Missouri. It's first and foremost, he does excellent work, fast work, precise work. Can't thank him enough for all the help that he's provided us and all the information that he's provided to us and just assistance. And he's just really hooked us up. So he did the chassis, he built the chassis. Dad and I did all the rest of the work when it comes to fabrication, and you know, we don't have all the tools that we always need, but we make it work. You know, we don't have pipe benders or anything like that. We're using grinders and you know, a torch and bending stuff, making stuff fit, making it work. So we did the body mounts from front to back. Back here we did the battery boxes, the suppression mounts and everything like that. Inside the car, transmission mount, we've done the window net, all the levers that we got, the dry shaft tunnel inside the car, all the tabs, all the trim work for the firewall and the floor pans, all the Zeus fastener tabs, seatbelt mounts, everything like that, and rockers, door hinges. In the front we did the fuel cell mount, the radiator mount, the oil tank mount, the weight bars, mounted the turbos. Yeah, so like I said, we built the firewall ourselves. All the floor pans, trunk pans, tubs, all that stuff's done. It's not all in the car right now, but it's done. That was one thing that I missed, are the windows, the Lexan windows. We got those cut to fit. I don't necessarily know that we're 100% happy on the driver and passenger side. They've been sitting around for a while, so they've gotten a little scratched up. So we may redo that, which won't be too hard because we already got the pattern. We'll just recut those and fit them up and everything like that. So power plant wise, as you guys can see, we are running a 648 cubic inch big block Chevy. We are GM guys. That's kind of what we work on. We like to work on. We like to own. We like to have. So, you know, it's not necessarily my dream motor. You know, money's not endless for us. We don't have, you know, big sponsors. We don't have a ton of money, and we're doing all this at one time. So, blessed to have this motor. It's not a 481X, it's a big handy motor. I know we said we're GM guys, but that's kind of where the world's at right now. But this is, we found this motor at a guy south of Dallas, and we got really lucky. This motor actually had 0 passes on a 0 run time, so it was kind of a selling point for me personally, and we loaded everything up, headed down there, came back in one day. I don't remember how many hours we drove that day. It was over 20 hours just to pick up the motor. Brodex block, Brodex heads, 2005 series heads. As you can see up here on the top, we got this beautiful custom built Hogan intake, dual fuel rails, and AccuFab 90mm throttle bodies. We're going to be running, we are running Automizer 700 fuel injectors. 16 of them, as you can see, poured out for 16. And automotive Terminator fuel pump. Not all this stuff's in the car right now. Like I said, we're getting close to breaking it down to get it for finished body. But Terminator fuel pump, it's gonna be, we're gonna be, obviously depending on the RPM, you know, anywhere upwards of 20 plus gallons a minute through this motor. So we'll be turning the fuel through her, and she's not going to be starved for fuel, that's for sure. Power outer wise, we're running a set of Gen 2 94mm precision turbos. Once again, we don't have an endless amount of money, so I actually found a guy selling these turbos. This motor actually came with turbos prior to getting these. We just didn't feel that they would be happy together, so we sold those turbos. It also came with Big Stuff EFI. Got out from under that. Sold a few different components on it. Made some money back, and we're going to be running Fuel Tech through this car. So I think right now we're at plumbing, we're at electrical. So that Fuel Tech stuff is going to be coming here before too long. Hopefully the next couple months here. Hopefully this month or next month. I guess we're already in the month of November here, but. Back to the turbos, found a guy selling these, reached out to, he informed me that they had just been sent off to Precision and gone through, so that made me feel really comfortable. So bought the turbos, hooked them up. As you can see here, we actually just finished up, I think it was last week, we finished up fab work on the headers. I got to finish weld those, I don't know, it's kind of hard with the front clip on it. One of these days you guys will see it with the front clip off, but we got Turbo Smart wastegates, and we're going to be running Turbo Smart blow-off valves as well, 60mm both. Yeah, so we're excited about that as well to get those finished up. Hopefully we'll be doing a little bit of that work and finish TIG weld those while it's at body. But you know, I do TIG weld, and that's one note that I wanted to make. You know, when I was in high school, you know, I've been MIG welding since I was in high school, but I never really picked up on TIG welding or aluminum welding or anything like that until I started building this car, and I had to pick it up fast. So, man, it's been a lot of fun. When it comes to welding, it can be somewhat stressful, but you know, that kind of reverts back to my opening line. One of my opening lines is just, you know, give it a shot, try new things, because now instead of me having to send this stuff off and pay to get it done, I can actually do it myself, and I've learned, and, you know, if we're ever at the track, something goes down, you know, I can work on it myself, and that's kind of our goal. And I'm sure some of you guys are wondering why, you know, we went this big right out the gate. We actually started on a Nova back half car, and we got to the point where we're just like, you know, it's never going to be fast enough. We're going to spend more time, more money trying to make it better and change things throughout the process. And, you know, we're just going to nip it in the butt right out the gate and go big. And, you know, the turbo world for us is new. And once again, I'm sure some of y'all are asking, running 94mm Gen 2s for your first turbo car. But you know, that's one thing that we're excited about. That's what makes us excited, is to learn those new things, and we have the resources available. And you know, I've already talked to Precision a little bit, and they've been a lot of help for me. You know, this motor was built or put together by Proline. They've already been a great help to me. You know, when I went to buy the motor, they actually looked up the information on it for me, and you know, helped me out, let me know if it was a good deal or not. And you know, just endless amount of resources. Larry Larson, Ty, and everybody in between, man. It's great. And We want to be able to touch everything on this car. We want to know everything about this car. We don't want, when we're at the track, somebody have to come in and do all the tuning, and then somebody else doing other stuff, and so on and so forth. We want to be the ones to be able to learn and do it ourselves. So that's kind of why we're going this route. And there's going to be better days than others, and we know that, but that's what excites us. So a couple more things, transmission wise. It's not actually in the car. I don't even know where it's at right now. It's actually hanging out over here. But we're running a Linko transmission, 3-speed. As you can see there, Bruno drive in front. Once again, some of y'all are probably asking, why Linko? Why not Turbo 400? Or why not Power Glide or something like that? We actually came across this deal. Ty actually put us in contact with an individual who was selling this 3-speed, a 4-speed, a Bruno drive, 2 torque converters, her shifter and reverser for, I think it was right around $7,000 or something like that. And we got out from underneath the 4-speed and the her shifter and made over half our money back. So it's kind of a no-brainer for us to go this route. We got some work to do on it ratio-wise. We're not 100%. We think we know what it's got in it, but we got some issues, and we knew coming into it with the Bruno drive marrying up to the Linko or the transmission itself. Difference in running quartz and fine spline. So either way, we're gonna have to take it apart and figure out what's going on internally. I'd rather run fine spline all the way through it, but we'll see what happens, and that'll be coming down the hatch before too long as well. So that's why we're running the Linko. If you actually look back in the inside of the car, it's actually got another transmission mount set up and ready to rock and roll. So if we ever did want to change it, it would be a little bit of work. We know that, but it's somewhat ready and set to go if we ever do decide to change it. It's a mess in there right now, but we would have to change the tunnel, and then obviously a different drive shaft, which on that note, that's another thing that we're going to be needing is a drive shaft here before too long. Driveline wise, suspension wise, we're running all strange stuff. Strange double adjustable front, rear, 9-inch rear end. I think we're 430 gears in the rear end, and brakes, the whole works. It's all strange stuff. 430s under the rear end. Hopefully that'll work out and the car will be happy. We actually, when we started originally building this car, we weren't 100% sure. Our plan was quarter, and so we put 430s in it, and we're hoping that works out. We're gonna run it and see what happens. If you're fast in the quarter, you're fast in the 8. So later down the road, if we ever need to change it, it's part of racing in the car world, so we may get to that point, but that's what we're running for the rear end. I don't know, I think for the most part, that's a lot of what you're looking at and kind of a gist of the car itself. Wheelie bars are done, finished, parachute, chute mounts, we finished all that as well, and I'm sure some of y'all are asking, well, number-wise, what are you going to be running this car? I'm not 100% sure yet. We got a ways to go on that, and we got some testing and stuff. But hopefully, with the motor that we're at, hopefully we can put at least 40 pounds of boost to the car. I don't 100% know what the car weighs yet. I mean, we got kind of a gist of where it's at. Power-wise, we think this motor in our setup is capable of upwards of 4,000. Now on the track, it's probably not going to be obviously at that range, but dyno-wise, hopefully around that range. And I know this is a very similar setup to Larry's S10 early on, and he had the 5-inch bore spacing motor, same thing, and he noted to me that he thinks this car could, in the quarter, do 560s. So, we just want to be able to compete, and if we're in that range and we're making those numbers, if we're dipping down into the 3s and the 8th, I think we'll be really happy with it and have the opportunity to compete. So, yeah, really all that we have left: plumbing, electrical. Some plumbing's done. We got suppression lines, fuel lines done, ran. Kind of somewhat tested those. Everything's happy. Flows well, and but we got a lot of hours left in electrical and plumbing. So other than that, drive shaft, we got to get that fit. And I'm sure we're gonna have some little things here or there that we're gonna come across as we progress and as we get ready to start testing and tuning on this thing. So it's exciting, and we're excited to have you all with us, and hopefully you'll stay tuned in and join us. I think our next video after this one is going to be us starting to break it down and get it ready to send out for, or at least getting the motor out of it, and turbos and headers, and getting it ready to rock and roll to get those last skim coats put on it. But other than that, once again, can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, and excited to take this journey with you guys and gals, and hopefully you enjoy the content. We got a lot more to bring for you. We want to do a little bit of everything, and once again, I can't say it enough, can't stress it enough. We're blessed to have this opportunity, and take that leap. If you ever got anything that you want to try, give it a shot. Especially in the racing world, man, these people have a passion, and it's been a lot of fun to make new friends and meet new people. So, like I said, give it a shot. Don't ever be afraid to do so. Appreciate you once again for tuning in. If you got any comments or notes, or leave them in the comments section. Shoot me a shout, give me a message, and don't forget to subscribe. We look forward to talking to you soon and seeing you guys soon. So God bless and thank you.